studio with me this morning, Dr. Stephen Osborne and Dominic Triffanoff. And the event is at the Coney to benefit Four-Footed Friends. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you both with us. So, Dr. Osborne, we'll start with
Sure.
the event at the Coney, and
Yes.
anybody can
Come
Good.
Yes, she's a special talent. She sings from the soul for sure.
Yeah, okay. So introduce yourself and then tell me about the groups that will be here.
Okay, my name is Domenic Triffanoff, and I'm doing work for the Coney for event planning for music booking, and also work for a production company at the Glades Festival grounds, and just trying to get some local music going and book some bands and bring out some culture. Get this as a throwback. High energy. These guys can perform. They rock. Like hints of like the Who, heavy guitar. These guys are pros. They're good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. Man, it takes you back in the day.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, cool. Who else is going to be there?
Alyssa Hankey has come out. We got Chris Moretti, Sean Howard's involved. So we got people coming from Philadelphia. We got people local supporting this. This is going to be a great night.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about
Lots
Alyssa
of
Hankey.
talent.
We just heard Alyssa singing for us. Tell me about her.
Singer, songwriter type. I mean, she sings from the heart. I mean, she has been great to work with. And one thing I've been really amazed is like all these artists, they're all willing to work for free, basically. Everyone's doing this like under quote. Everyone's doing it. Once you mention the shelter, everybody's in.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
cool.
been great to see the support.
That's pretty cool. So tomorrow night, the Coney, give us the details. The doors open at what time?
Doors open at 7 o'clock. We're doing it upstairs in a room, and thanks to the Coney giving us the room for free, that was a big help too for Tim McQuaid and everybody there. And 8 o'clock, Alyssa Hankey goes on. Chris Moretti, Sean Howard, 9 o'clock. Medusa's Disco around 10 o'clock. So should be an awesome night.
Yeah. My goodness, that's a night. It's too late for me though because I'm in bed by then.
fundraising and a lot of help on the part of a lot of individuals. And this is going to be a big event, a little different than we've typically done. Normally this time of year I've been talking about maybe our golf outing, which we no longer do. We are doing a lot of other events. In fact, we have two coming up here in the month of April. On the 19th of April at the KCAC, we're working with the people over there. There's a benefit jointly for the energy.
Yeah. Only no.
Second is the KCAC, which is a great venue. Lots of parking, lots of space. We had one there not too long ago. Turned out to be a great event. Going to do again on the 26th. That'll be on a Sunday.
Most folks know the difference between Four-Footed Friends and the Indiana County Humane Society, but for those who don't, explain why these two organizations exist and how they do work cooperatively with one another because they've both got basically the same mission.
Yes, they kind of grew up separately. In fact, I've worked with the Humane Society before Four-Footed Friends, working through my IUP program, the Small Business Institute. So I worked with them in the transition over to being the Humane Society operating the shelter, and then with Four-Footed Friends and building a shelter. So I've worked very closely with both of them over the years. And we've worked closely as organizations as well. For example, we do spay-neuter program, which is jointly done. We jointly sponsor the humane officer here in the county, which is very important because they take care of abuse situations with animals, mostly dogs, but other animals as well. And that kind of rounds out our mission, take care of the homeless animals. The Humane Society has a new shelter. We have a new shelter. In fact, we added an addition here, which is 98% completed, a few little tweaks on it, on the back of the shelter for new arrivals and mothers with their puppies. It's an isolated area, completely separate air handling systems and so forth to be sure that we don't spread anything around the shelter, which people are kind of sensitive about things spreading around these days with the virus going around. We're trying to do the same thing basically with the new addition, make sure we isolate new arrivals to be sure nothing spreads around. So we're always fundraising, and again, we're looking to this one on Wednesday night to be a great event in terms of not just for raising money for Four-Footed Friends, but I have to say that it's nice to get some live music back in town.
Yeah.
I grew up with live music and bands and things like that, and it's kind of disappeared from the scene. I know a lot of the younger people have not really experienced that, but hopefully they can get something going over there.
Yeah. Dominic, let's talk a little bit about that because he's right. You know,
Trying to build something, and like the $10 charge at the door, and I just want to keep telling everybody like this supports local music. This goes towards the shelter. You know, this goes towards the production company I've been working with at the Glades Festival grounds, and this is all going right back in there, like getting this thing rolling. We'd like to do this maybe once a month, even more than that, but we'll take it slow. We'll see how it goes, and yeah, this is all going to like support local music and get these artists going. And these artists really need the boost, and they pour their heart into stuff. I've never seen people that work this hard for this little, and you know, it definitely comes from a lot of passion. You could see it, and you don't see that a lot in the fields of business.
yeah. Now, doing what you do with all of whatever acts you might get involved with, and put.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's terrific. So these particular groups, these 3 performing acts that you have tomorrow, you like them a lot.
Yes, I do, and I think that's the key to doing good business. You know, you have to feel like family. You have to move as a unit.
Yeah, yeah. So this is at the Coney. You putting acts into other venues too around the area?
Hopefully, that'd be great. Yes, that'd be great to put it around there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
good stuff. So people who have other venues or are interested in those sorts of things, they can probably catch up with you at the event tomorrow night.
That's the goal.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I was going to say there are 2 distinguishing aspects of this. One, of course, is it's a benefit for the animal shelter, which is always a great thing. But also the headlining act this is the first stop on a national tour. So this is not just a band that's kind of kicking around. It's a pretty well-known band in the East, and we're really pleased to have someone like that coming to a small venue. If you've ever seen, higher level bands in a small venue, it's always a great show.
Yeah, yeah. And today's bands, maybe bands in the past where they, there wasn't a lot of money going around, and they were doing it on their instruments that they were passed down from their brother and their brother's brother.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up too, because it is a different game. It is nice that everybody's able to get their stuff out there with Facebook and circulate their music, but it is hard to get the money coming back in, and supporting these people live coming out. That's the key. Yeah. So that's where they need it. They need that kickback, and a lot of time the artists they're too proud. They don't want to go out there and ask for the money. So that's where I'm trying to help, and trying to help spread the support. Like they need this so they can go further.
Yeah. One of the great things about music today that really was not something that was available in the past was because of technology.
Yes.
You can put together a pretty highly technical presentation and get that thing up on YouTube, and you can build a following pretty quick.
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
Yeah. So this particular group that we're talking about here, Medusa's Disco, I imagine that they've got a lot of video out there.
Yes, they do. And they've been doing it I think they've been together for like 9 years, and they've been hitting it hard. And these guys are doing a 3-month tour coming up, stopping at like Columbus, Detroit. So I mean, this is kicking off their tour, and these guys are pros. They are legit, but they're still humble.
Yeah. You can check them out.
And the thing that's great about them, I think, they have that it factor. They'll never talk about it, but they have it.
Yeah. You can find them on YouTube, I'm sure, and then once you see them, then you're going to say, I'm coming to the Coney tomorrow night. That's a good plan of attack. All right, so give us the groups again. It's Medusa's Disco.
Sean Howard, Chris Meridia playing together, and Alyssa Hankey.
There you go. Good lineup. Good lineup. And it's happening tomorrow at the Coney. Doors open at 7
o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Show started at 8. Alyssa Hankey, you got it.
Stephen Osborne, thanks for coming in this
Well,
morning.
thanks for having us again.
Our pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Dominic. It's the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, AM 1160, 101.1 FM.